We are in Buffalo, New York with Joe Mack. Joe is a brother. He's a follower of Jesus Christ. We got Ron Bernick, who is pitching real batting practice to Joe. If you're going to make a real assessment on a player, it is an advantage to have a pitcher pitch batting practice, not throw batting practice, and stand about 50 feet away. Ron is the owner of his fine facility called Hot Corner Athletics. Joe was the #1 draft pick of the Miami Marlins just a few years back. We're about to dig into the details of hitting perception. But this is how I'm rating the rounds. I treat this whole setting like this is not batting cages. This is our science room. Now I come in, I walk in here, I'm a hitting scientist, I'm a hitting researcher. Anybody who follows me in here, like you're a fellow researcher. Ron's a fellow researcher. Your father's a researcher. When we get in here, scientists do tests. And they test out the theories, a hypothesis. And right now, we're testing things out, some theories out in what's called a controlled setting. So in this controlled, predictable setting, there's some outcomes we don't want. We don't want ground balls. We don't want the poppers. We don't even want those line drives. Outcome we want are these airplanes. Say take off.
Take off.
Say shoo. That is how we rate the rounds. How many airplanes did I just hit without trying? Without trying to hit airplanes. Because the deep side of what we need to teach you, they happen because of other elements, other concepts. If I nail these concepts down in the right time, in the right sequence, they just happen. Folder that I'm showing you, titled Hitting Perception, is the motor that drives these airplanes into orbit. Mechanics is important, but what is hitting perception? Perception is using your senses, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your taste, ears, feel, right? Namely your vision. And perception is trusting your senses to interpret the world around them. Right now, you're in a world called hitting. It's hitting world. And what senses are you relying upon to live and exist in hitting world?
The eyes.
Yes. What controls the eyes, Joe? Your mind, your brain. Exactly. What's the motor that's going to drive your hitting? Your mind. In order to control that, you must think. The idea of going to home plate and not thinking is totally wrong. How does the bat know to swing inside or outside, high or low, unless you, a quarterback throwing a pass, does he think where to throw it? The basketball shooter making a maneuver and play, does he think? Absolutely. So where the idea of coming to home plate and not thinking is like crazy. You have to think. Good. That's great test. He gave you about three or four. Sit down, right? Yeah. I mean, center cut, prime, right? What was the result? Shank.
Yeah.
Why? Was it your shoulders, hips? What do you think it was?
My eyes jumped.
Your eyes jumped?
Yeah.
Okay, clarify that for me. Clarify that. Your eyes jumped.
I lost track of the ball when it threw it, and then I picked it back up midway, and then I hit it.
Why did the eyes jump?
I don't know.
This is the research we're digging into.
Now here is where it begins. Joe is a totally different hitter. He's got structure, he's organized, he's polished. He's not stressing out. He's reacting to the ball better. He's seeing the ball better. Joe is hitting airplanes and he's not even trying. They just happen because now he's operating with more hitting perception. All of these are important elements to have and possess during batting practice because when you get to the game, it's not a controlled setting anymore. It's not predictable anymore. We have to be at our finest because now when we get to the game, it's an unpredictable environment. It's an uncontrolled setting. With these next few clips, you're gonna see a close-up of Joe. We want you to pay attention to Joe's face, namely his eyes. Right here, you need to carefully watch his eyes, how they transition, meaning he goes from watching a pitcher and now I'm watching the ball. With over 32 years of research, I've come to the understanding what hitters are really timing at home plate are their eyes. Watch Joe's eyes move into the position like a camera taking a picture. The eyes have got to go from the pitcher to the ball, and the eyes have got to be in the right place at the right time to get an accurate reading about the ball. Why is this so important? It's because hitters are required to answer questions. Where the ball's going, what speed is it, how much depth is the ball passing through. Let me play something back for you. Remember when Joe told us that his eyes jumped and that he lost the ball? Well, it's not actually bad to lose the ball when you see the ball early in a flight path. But let's listen again.
3, 4, sit down the right.
Yeah.
Right, center cut. Prime. Right? What was the result? Shank.
Yeah.
Why? Was it shoulders, hips? What do you think it was?
My eyes jumped.
Your eyes jumped?
Yeah.
Okay, clarify that for me.
I lost track of the ball, and then I picked it back up midway, and then I hit it. And then I picked it back up midway, and then I hit it.
Joe said he lost track of the ball when he threw it, and then he picked it up midway, and then he hit it. You see, what Joe experienced was this. He watched the space the pitcher was standing in too long. When he could have picked up the ball early in the flight path, he didn't. And since he didn't pick up the ball to the midway point, the ball appears to be moving faster to him than it actually is. Therefore, he shanks the ball. It wasn't a swing issue, it was a perception issue. What separates the elite hitters from the average hitters? What level of perception are you operating with in the moment you're about to see the ball? Let me take a couple steps back with you. The ideas of teaching hitting perception started in the assessment rounds. Because Ron is pitching batting practice to Joe, not throwing batting practice to Joe, we can get an accurate reading of Joe's natural hitting tempo. The hitting tempo influences hitting perception. Your natural hitting tempo has got to be on point with how Jesus Christ has wired you to move. Believe me, I can tell you stories about my own son, Alex Kirilloff, and how sensitive hitting tempo is towards his hitting success. After hitting tempo was explained, we got into the deep details of studying the baseball and about 2 very important predetermined spaces: where the ball is coming from and where the ball is going. It sounds simple, but it's very complex. What helped Joe and what helps hitters to manage these spaces better, Joe learned about the concepts of the pitcher's common denominator. The pitcher's common denominator makes it easy to understand. It becomes a signal and indicator when it's time to transition your eyes. I'm watching the pitcher and now I'm watching the ball. Inside of this chapter, Joe learned how to think faster than the ball is moving. Also, we talked about the deceleration phase and how certain deceleration models influence how well we can keep the bat longer in the hitting zone.
Your fist over here. When you come to my face, right? Those hook punches, right? Come here. I do this. Here, I go across your body. Hook punch. Do it again. Whoa. I can sting you a little bit, but I'm still in a fight. I mean, I'll come to my face and do this. Come here. Here, get some leverage. Now go straight to my face.
Okay.
Yeah, go ready, go. Boom. Do it again. Straight to my face. Now here, go. Boom. That's gonna knock me out. The barrel of the bat is your fist. When you're doing this, and you're hitting it and going across, you're throwing hook punches.
Yeah.
Go straight here like this, and go straight through it, you're throwing knockout punches. You're applying more force behind the ball. Are you the guy that's gonna be hitting constantly pull side? Is that your game, or are you gonna be multi-dimensional?
Multi-dimensional.
I think you are. You're going to get more of your swing, fight off the tough pitches, the borderline pitches. So as we're going through this, when that ball comes in here, you see that inside pitch, we got to keep the face of the bat, we got to keep our fist going through that inside pitch.
Keeping the bat longer in the hitting zone, in the hitting lane, is very important. If you watch again the early rounds, you'll see how Joe had a tendency to pull off the ball. It's been my experience that a lot of times players who throw right-handed and bat lefty, their right side is going to dominate the swing. And that's Joe Mack. Joe's a catcher. He throws righty but bats lefty. In these 2 sessions together, Joe learned valuable concepts how to naturally keep the bat longer in the hitting zone, and he learned how to allow his left side, his left hand, dominate the swing just by changing his deceleration pattern. I'm Dave Kirilloff, languageofhitting.com. Strongly consider getting our online hitting course. Invite me to come to your hometown to work directly with your player like we did here with Joe Mack. Set up FaceTime hitting sessions together or visit us at our home facility in Anna, Texas.